it's not that your bat has to be good. If you're a high school guy that's going to come in and actually compete for a spot, it's got to be special. It's got to be a special bat that's like a potential All-ACC, freshman All-American type player. That's what you have to be now to get serious playing time as a freshman at a high level. This is why. Okay guys, so we're back and we have a big recruiting update on things we've been hearing recently in the last couple months from coaches as we're talking to them about our clients, and we brought this up on our team meeting yesterday as it pertains to outfielders. So if you're an outfielder out there, or you got teammates that are an outfielder, or you're a parent of an outfielder, make sure they see this video, because this is exactly what's going on and how outfielders are being recruited out of high school. Remember guys, hit that subscribe button, that like button, ring the bell for notifications. That way you know every time one of our new videos gets posted. And then obviously our QR codes, we got our ARM program, we got our hourly consulting, and then obviously if you want to work with us as with a recruiting advisor, scan the Get Recruited QR code. But let's get right into this recruiting update. So guys, you have heard me talk about for the last pretty much six to 8 months that the corner outfield positions are getting killed by the portal. But we have even worse news for outfielders out there. So right now, number one, center field defense is being viewed as less important now, or less valued. So what does that mean exactly, and what's the big deal? And why is center field defense being less valued currently? Now remember, if you're an elite defender in center field, that is going to be a separator for you. But this is what we're hearing from college coaches across the country, is that right now with the offensive climate being how it is, the ball's flying, guys are hitting 10+ home runs easily now. Center fielders are playing deeper because the ball's flying more. So in the era when I was playing, your really good center fielders played shallow. You could take away singles, take away those shallow base hits, but also go back on the ball and run balls down in the gap because just not enough people were hitting home runs. In this era, you hit a ball good to the outfield, it's probably a home run. So your center fielder is not as valuable because he's just not able to run down as many balls as they were able to in the past. The other thing is guys are playing so deep that you really don't need an elite defender in center field. Now, if you're a really good hitter and an elite defensive center fielder, is that a plus? Yes. But think back to the Michael Mullinax case at University of Georgia. What I was told is that he's probably, one of our best defenders in the outfield, and he's athletic, but he's not providing enough of a bat for us to warrant playing him. So if you're a center fielder out there, what a lot of coaches are saying is, the difference between an above-average center fielder and an average center fielder is not enough if the average defender is a better bat. They're going to go with the better bat because they feel like that's going to bring more value over the course of the season and help them win more games than you would otherwise with a little bit better defender in center field. Now again, the caveat is if you're an elite defender, and there's not many of those, but an elite defender in center field, you're still going to have a lot of attraction from schools because that is still a very highly thought of skill, but the bat is the most important thing for outfielders, right? Quote number two, and this is a quote from a college coach. Why would I recruit a high school outfielder? Now, that's pretty harsh, right? Guys, I just want to get this. The reason I'm making this video is so you guys understand the climate out there and the truth. Not what, what your friends are telling you, not whatever coach is telling you. Oh, you got a chance to go here, you got a chance to go here. Maybe you do, but this is the reality in college recruiting right now, is that the outfield position, which is a bat-first position typically, especially in the corners, they want the best bat available, the bat that offers them the most pop, that offers them the most overall value to the offense. So if you're an average defender in the outfield, if you're an outfielder in general, there is so much pressure on your bat to perform that what most coaches are saying is we'll just go to the portal and get a guy who we know is a proven asset, who's hit for a high average, hit for a lot of home runs, driven in a lot of runs, etc. So if you're an outfielder, guys, please, please change your mindset on where you want to end up as a player. Right? I'm not talking about the elite guys that are still going to have a lot of opportunities. I'm talking about those tier 2, tier 3 type players like I was, that may be undervalued in the recruiting process, but now you have to go a lower route to start, to get opportunities. Because the reality is that most of you guys, even if you do get a Power 4 offer or Division 1 offer, it's going to be really tough to break into the lineup, because this is the mentality. We had another coach, if you want to see a third quote, we had another coach tell us recently, jokingly, why are you sending me high schoolers? So this coach in particular at a Division I school, mid-major, jokingly said, hey, why are you still sending me high schoolers? Like, majority of our guys are going to be portal guys. This is the environment, guys. And again, I'm talking specifically about outfielders right now, but this pertains to corner infield, even the middle infield, right? As a team, we met yesterday and we were talking about how there's less emphasis on defense. Coaches are really going, again, every program's different, but generally speaking, if a guy's a slightly better defender, but he doesn't offer as much offensive value, a lot of schools are going with the guy who offers more offensive value. Now, what that means, guys, is if you're diligent and work on the stuff that I've talked to you about defensively, if you really now more than ever can separate yourself defensively, if you come into school and you're a plus defender, I mean, you're a guy who looks like he belongs in professional baseball defensively, that's a huge value. Because I can tell you right now, your average defender in college, and I'm not talking about on the 20/80 scale, I just mean an average college defender is definitely worse than they were 10 years ago. Why is that? Maybe because all these fields are turf now, and they get on a college field and it's grass and it's dirt and it's just too much of an adjustment. The other thing, like you guys have heard me talk about in the past, I think this generation has been sold on the idea that really hitting is the only thing that matters. Well, good thing is, that's what coaches are looking for right now in this offensive climate. The bat has to stick out. But if you're an above average plus defender at your position and the bat sticks out, you are going to play. You are going to play, right? If you're just an average defender and a good bat, well, you're competing against all the other average defenders and good bats that they're recruiting, right? So we have to be able to differentiate ourselves. So if you're an outfielder or an infielder, hit the work hard defensively. Become an elite defender. So that when you get on campus, every coach is like, man, his bat's great and he's an elite defender. Like, he's playing somewhere on the field for us. That's how you separate yourself now. I've told you guys, the defense across the board is getting worse and worse because there's just not as much of an emphasis on becoming a good defender, right? So I hope this helps, guys. Remember, this can change at any minute, right? If there's new rules that come out about the portal and everything like that, we have to wait and see. It does look like there is a push for multi-year contracts or the ability to kind of sign a guy to a next year's contract before he's able to go into the portal. So that could make it a little bit easier on high school recruits, probably not a massive impact. But what I want you guys to understand is this is the environment now. If you're a high school position player, the bat needs to be special. It's not just about having a good bat now. The bat needs to be special for a coach to think, okay, I'm going to bring this guy in over a portal guy who I have a way better idea of what he's definitely going to do on the baseball field. Right? I'm not telling you this. Don't take this as, well, all I got to focus on is offense now. No, because remember, you're still a high school bat. You haven't proven anything. The portal bat has 400 at-bats under his belt at 330 and 15 or 330 and 12. Right? These coaches, they know what they're going to get with that guy. So it's not that your bat has to be good. If you're a high school guy that's going to come in and actually compete for a spot, it's got to be special. It's got to be a special bat that's like a potential All-ACC type player as a freshman All-American type player. That's what you have to be now to get serious playing time as a freshman at a high level. So what I want you to take from this is it's time Now, especially with some of this JUCO stuff coming out, potential Division II changes for eligibility as well, for you to lower your sights as a freshman and value getting at bats. Because guess what? If you go to a Power 4 and you sit the bench the whole year, or you get told to leave in the fall, now you're downgrading. You're not transferring to another SEC or ACC school, typically. You're downgrading, you're going either to JUCO, you're going to D2. So you might as well go to those places right away, build your track record. Again, it's really good baseball. Can't emphasize that enough. Some really good D2 programs, really good JUCO programs, etc. Prove yourself, gain the track record, and then if you want to, hit the portal and you can come into a situation where you're looked at as the starter coming into the fall. There's not a huge pressure for you to perform like there was for me when I stepped on Georgia Tech's campus. If I had not looked good my freshman fall, I'd probably never play. I'd never get on the field. That's the reality, guys. You as freshmen, when you get to school, that freshman fall is essentially the first impression. Yeah, they liked you in high school, but this is their first impression of how you perform against legitimate college pitching. And if you do not look good in that fall and you are not prepared going into that fall, most guys, they're done. Their career is over, at least at that school. You're not going to get a chance to play because, again, I get questions like this in the chat. Now, before I end it, I want to answer this. Well, what's wrong with just going to a Power 4 and redshirting? Guys, that's a old school 10 years ago type mentality, 5 years ago type mentality. If you're redshirted now as a freshman and you're not hurt, schools aren't looking at you most of the time as a guy who, okay, we're going to redshirt him to let him develop because we really think he's good. No, they're not thinking about that. No, and schools really aren't using red shirts like that anymore. They're just telling guys, hey, you're not going to play. You probably need to go in the portal. So don't. If your plan is to head to a Division I or a Power 4 and say, oh, well, I'm okay with redshirting 1 year and waiting around a couple years to get my shot, it's like, dude, no one's getting those opportunities anymore. Very rarely are guys not playing for 2 years and then finding their way into the starting lineup. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but it's the outlier, it's not the norm. And we don't make plans for our career and base our decisions for our career on being the outlier. It's not smart. Okay? So think about this, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is last couple weeks, this is what we're hearing. Outfielder defense not as valued. Guys are going way more in on offensive bats. Let me know what you think. Some of you guys are going to be like, I told you, Kyle, all they care about is hitters. Well, I'll give it to you this time. Maybe you were right. Again, the defense still has to be good enough, though, right? So I'm going to give you a half win. Half win. All right, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow with another video. Appreciate all the support.